Look out of the airplane. You're on a plane, not a ball. Look out. The plane is flat. You're not on a ball. So, I guess an airport would be a pretty good place to pass this message.
Okay, so what can we see here? We can see the ground. I'm zooming in on the ground there. That's France. I'm looking left. I'm looking at the left-hand window of the plane. So that's that means we're flying south to north. So from the direction of Spain towards Paris, let's say. That's the direction we're going in. I'm using, and this is important, I'm using a old camera, maybe 6 years old, kind of Panasonic Lumix camera, nothing special. It does have a zoom function. As you can see, I'm zooming in and out to try and give you some perspective, but the most important thing is it's not a GoPro, and it's not giving you that kind of fisheye lens effect. I mean, that's a pretty straight up honest representation of the view I was getting from the plane window. Luckily also I'm over the wing, so as I zoom in and out you can see the wing is helping with I mean, in my opinion, that's giving you some perspective from where I'm sitting, and then the run up to the horizon. And also note that the wing, the flat part of the wing, at least, not the blue tip that's curved up, but the flat part of the wing is meeting with the horizon line. So you'll see it again when I zoom back out. You'll see that the flat part of the wing meets perfectly with the horizon line. I've got some other examples coming up soon if you keep watching, to show you that the plane is flat, but I think it's not hard to, sorry, the plane is flying flat, it's flying level. You know, it's reached its cruising altitude, which I believe is around 28 to 30,000 feet. It's not like a transatlantic flight or a long haul flight where they do go about 30, 34, 35,000 feet. It's a bit lower than that because it doesn't need to go up that high, because about the flight time of this connecting flight was about an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes, something like that. So I think short haul flights don't go that far up. I'd say this, I'd ballpark this altitude at about 28,000 feet. Nevertheless, that's a pretty flat horizon viewpoint. Of course, you get some sort of clouds and some heat haze, and well, whatever it is, wherever your perspective expires, you get some small sort of shifts in gradient that you could perceive as something that isn't completely flat, but yeah, to me that's still pretty flat by all intents and purposes. So this clip is pretty interesting. You can see there that exhaust. I guess you could call it like I don't want to call it a chemtrail, but that exhaust pattern going across the sky from another aeroplane. Basically, it just goes against the idea that plane is flying around a ball, because it's pretty much going straight, and it's heading towards the horizon, aka the vanishing point of anything in our perspective, like the clouds, like the land mass, like the ocean. It's where your vision runs out. Also, the ground is gone, and the ground is now covered by clouds. So those clouds are, I don't know how many feet above the ground, but again, that cloud blanket doesn't show, the same as the ground, doesn't show any sign of being curved, convex at all. It just, it's inconsistent in some areas. Like there's some clouds raised above others, but again, what is your perspective? What is your vision telling you? And coming up now, we've got nature's best spirit level. You don't need to take a spirit level on a plane. As you can see, there's some markings on that glass of water there, like some indentations. You can see that that's not really moving. You can see it's on a moving vehicle. That would be no different to having a glass of water on the dashboard of your car. I mean, in fact, it'd probably be moving more if it was on the dashboard of your car. But you can see that water there is demonstrating that the vehicle we're flying in there is flying level, flat and level. Yeah, pretty much. So if you need to ask somebody about level, flat water and how to deal with the fact that you live on a very flat plane that has to deal with incoming water, perhaps you speak to the Dutch, especially a Dutch engineer. What you're seeing now is a sort of descent path into Schiphol Airport, but Amsterdam or that area of the Netherlands is notorious for its dikes, canals, and a lot of engineering work has had to consider the fact that there's probably absolutely no curve anywhere around this kind of area, and from the air it's very obvious.